All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Jeff Bezos' choice framework for personal growth. We're going to look at a massive crossroads in his life that perfectly illustrates this incredible mental model. This isn't just another story about starting a tech company. It's a profoundly useful way to evaluate the paths we take in our own lives.
Picture this. You're working at a super secure New York City financial firm. You pitch this totally wild idea to a boss you deeply admire, starting an internet bookstore. And he listens carefully, but then he gives you this highly logical, yet incredibly safe advice. It's exactly the kind of practical wisdom that stops most dreams completely dead in their tracks.
Now, contrast that totally safe advice with his pitch to an investor friend named Dave. Bezos is just 26, working out of a literal garage, and he tells Dave he's going to become the richest man in the world and do over $100 billion in sales. I mean, think about that. 25 years ago, $100 billion was just an unfathomable number. Dave admitted he was literally scoffing and laughing at the idea. But Bezos, he was completely confident in his timing. Which brings us to section 1, job, career, or calling. To understand why he took that massive leap, we first have to look at how he categorizes the work we do.
He breaks it down like this. A lot of us end up with a job, right? It pays the bills. If you're lucky, you get a career, which gives you some progression. But if you can somehow figure out how to find your calling, something you are deeply passionate about, well, you've basically hit the absolute jackpot. Bezos knew he couldn't just settle for a good job.
This quote perfectly captures why he chose that risky path to follow his passion. When he looked at the choice through the lens of regret, it became crystal clear. He realized he wouldn't regret trying and failing, but he knew absolutely for a fact that he would be completely haunted by inaction. That fear of not trying was way stronger than the comfort of his secure office. And this calling wasn't just some random idea he pulled out of thin air. It traced all the way back to his childhood dream of being an inventor. Just look at these early garage projects. An automatic gate closer made out of cement-filled tires, a solar cooker built from an umbrella and foil, and my personal favorite, baking panel arms designed specifically to trap his siblings. He was literally a tinkerer and a builder from day one. Which leads us to section 2, gifts versus choices. This forms the absolute core of his life philosophy and how he evaluates success. Basically, he separates our attributes into 2 distinct buckets. The first is our gifts. These are the innate traits handed to you, like being extraordinarily tall, or maybe math is just incredibly easy for you right out of the gate. His point is, you can be super thankful for these gifts, but you can never truly be proud of them because, well, you didn't earn them. They were just given to you. Choices, on the other hand, are the things you completely control. Choices require you to roll up your sleeves, practice relentlessly, do the hard things, and actually break a sweat. Pushing past adversity when things aren't easy, that is a choice. And according to Bezos, these are the only things in life you can actually take pride in. So the crucial takeaway here is separating what you're handed from what you actively decide to do with it. You've got your gifts on one side, your baseline. But on the other are the choices, the hard work, and the resilience. Everyone has gifts, but it's those choices you make every single day that actually define who you become. And when it comes to executing those choices, Bezos leans on this classic military phrase, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I absolutely love this. It's a great reminder that a deliberate, measured approach is what actually drives progress. It's not about chaotic rushing. It's about making intentional, smooth choices that compound over time. Let's jump into section 3, authoring your life story, because right now is a seriously inspiring time of change and opportunity. Much like this blank-faced character staring back at us, your life is an unwritten page. You start from scratch. You might be born with an outline, your gifts, but how you fill in the details is entirely up to you. It is strictly the choices you make that will ultimately write your story. To help you author that story, Bezos throws down some rapid-fire, direct challenges. First up, will inertia be your guide, or will you follow your passions? Are you just going to go with the flow, taking the safe route, or will you actively chase what actually lights you up inside? Next, he asks how you handle adversity. Will you wilt under criticism, or will you follow your convictions? Will you just play it safe, or are you willing to be a little bit swashbuckling when the world tells you your idea is completely impossible? And then there's this vital question. Will you be a cynic,
Or will you be a builder? Remember his investor friend Dave who literally laughed and scoffed at him? It is so easy to be the cynic poking holes in someone else's dream. But Bezos? He chose to be a builder, empowering others and staying the course even when people laughed. To really lock this entire framework in, we need to look at Section 4, the Age 80 test. This is the ultimate test of your decisions. I want you to really picture this. You're 80 years old. You're sitting in a quiet room in a deep moment of reflection, looking back on the complete narrative of your life. From that viewpoint, all the daily anxieties just completely fade away, and the overarching themes become incredibly clear. At 80, you're going to see two distinct paths you could have taken: a life of ease and comfort, taking the safe job, avoiding failure, or a life of service and adventure, following your calling and trying to build something great. Bezos firmly believes that at 80, you will be infinitely more proud of having chosen the life of service and adventure. Ultimately, as we stand in this incredible era filled with unprecedented opportunity, you've got to remember that you hold the pen. The raw materials were given to you, sure, but the masterpiece is up to your hard work. It truly is our choices that define us, never our gifts. So as you step out to write your story from this day forward, I want to leave you with one final pivotal question to answer for yourself. When all is said and done, will you take pride in your gifts or pride in your choices? Think on that as you map out your next move.